It's the end of the Appalachian League as we know it, and I feel fine about it. Hi everybody, I'm Marky Bilson, and this is not necessarily a commentary where I am wringing my hands and saying, yes, wow, no more Appalachian League. No, that's not it at all, although I do have my problems with the Appy League. I don't think it's terribly well run. Many of the franchises, it's low minors, and so there's less than professional atmospheres surrounding it in many cases, as I have found out. Also, a lot of low pay. I'll give you an example. Last year, the Elizabethan Twins paid their broadcaster $1,000. He also did all the writing. Now, you're saying, wait a minute, $1,000? That's for the season. Yeah, at least that's what the position was advertised for. $1,000, whole year. Brought in a guy from out of town. I don't know where he lived. Anyway, I don't know if they put him up or whatever. But, the low pay, we've heard about that in minor league baseball a lot. And that's why the Appalachian League is more than likely going to be contracted after this season. Of course, last fall it came out in Baseball Digest that Major League Baseball wanted to contract 42 minor league baseball teams, including all of them in the Appalachian League, with the exception of the Pulaski Yankees, who have a nice ballpark, and they thought, okay, move them up to the Sally League. But yeah, there's a lot of clutter in minor league baseball, and frankly, having the rookie leagues at complexes would save a lot of money. And also, when I was the Johnson City Cardinals broadcaster, the first baseman was signed primarily because he was the son of one of the minor league pitching instructors. And he had a nice career playing small college baseball. Now let's bring, we need a first baseman. We're not going to be replacing Mark McGwire for a while. Let him play it. They had two other guys who signed. They played college baseball, but it was as a courtesy because their family were lifelong season ticket holders of the St. Louis Cardinals. Now again, these guys had played college baseball and such, but yeah, backup catcher hitting 149. That's what happened. A lot of playmates in minor league baseball. Not a whole lot of prospects when you consider only 9% of the players make the major leagues. So contraction, the idea of streamlining some things. And the current agreement with minor league baseball ends on September 30th, and then Major League Baseball will figure out what they want to do with minor league baseball going henceforth. So that doesn't look good for the Appalachian League. Frankly, the Appalachian League, the teams are owned by the parent clubs, so there's no local vested interest trying to keep them around, other than the general managers of the teams themselves. And yeah, a lot of these guys are brought in from out of town and would obviously, jump at the chance to be with a team at a higher level. Anyway, then throw on the coronavirus quarantine that we're all under. Now keep in mind the Appalachian League season is scheduled to begin on June the 19th, what with its teams in Virginia, such as the aforementioned Pulaski Yankees and Bristol Pirates. They play on the Bristol side. But Virginia Governor Ralph Northam has ordered in the Commonwealth of Virginia non-essential work to be stopped due to coronavirus until June 15th. The Appalachian League season begins June 19th. It's cutting it kind of close. And really, what with the quarantine and all, and the idea that Major League Baseball, the best case scenario that people have right now is it starts up somewhere around Memorial Day at the spring training complexes in front of no fans. I don't think it's a good idea at all, but that's the situation that is now on the table. When President Trump met with the sports commissioners, he pushed for sports to come back in August. Appalachian League season lasts from June to August. There's a strong indication that there won't be an Appalachian League season. Just think, if have this situation, you're a Major League Baseball team, you're trying to streamline costs, wouldn't you train your rookie level ball players this season at your complexes rather than send them out to rural Appalachia. With the environment in the country right now, of course you would. And then comes the big quote. Got to give a lot of credit to Brian Woodson up at the Bristol Herald-Courier. He interviewed Malin Luttrell, who is the general manager of the Bristol Pirates, and also a city councilman in Bristol, Tennessee. Now, it should be said the Bristol Pirates play in Bristol, Virginia. If you're not familiar, Bristol is in both Virginia and Tennessee, much like Bluefield is in West Virginia and Virginia, Texarkana, you know, Kansas City, you get the idea. All right. And he says, Woodson asks, what happens if there isn't a season? Will Major League Baseball allow the Appalachian League teams to continue forward into 2021? And Luttrell's quote is quite telling. Remember, he's a politician. I just don't know. If I was really betting on it, I'd say no. As I said, I have said many times, we need a double-A team in the Tri-Cities, not this pesky little rookie league baseball. Let's have the community come together around one pro sports franchise and not have this high school mentality of Johnson City playing Kingsport, of Bristol playing Elizabethton, all that. You know, let's come together as a community instead of fight among ourselves as a community, so to speak. So I have long said, look, let's push for a double-A team. Well, with contraction taking away two teams in double-A that play in Tennessee, one of them, the Jackson Generals. I could never figure out how Jackson, Tennessee got a double-A team. The other, this surprises me, the Chattanooga Lookouts. That's one I think might get saved. But the idea is that the Cincinnati Reds, who are affiliated with the Chattanooga Lookouts, the Lookouts would go away, and the Bowling Green Hot Rods would be the Reds double-A franchise. That makes some sense. You know, Bowling Green is closer to Cincinnati than Chattanooga certainly is. Some other contraction, the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, they're affiliated with the Mets. The idea there is that Binghamton goes away, and the Brooklyn Cyclones become the double-A team of the Mets. The Erie Seawolves, it's a little surprising for me too, but the idea is that they would go away, and the Detroit Tigers, who they're affiliated with, would have West Michigan as their double-A team. Jackson is affiliated with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and what likely would happen there is a Pacific Coast League team would drop to double-A, and Arizona would adopt them as their double-A franchise. So regardless, where does this leave the Appalachian League? Where does this leave the Tri-Cities? Frankly, I do think it's a good thing that the Appalachian League would go away before we start building brand new ballparks for bad baseball in Kingsport, in Bristol, public money, just like what happened in Elizabethton last year when they spent $1.5 million of city money that should have gone to the police and youth athletic fields. Instead, they gave it to the Elizabethton Twins so that what looks like for one season they could have a real nice clubhouse. I don't think that's right. And frankly, I don't think we need an Elizabethton Twins. It's a nice feather in the cap for Elizabethton, Tennessee, but they're 7 miles away from the Johnson City Cardinals. I mean, it's a very easy drive to Cardinal Park from Elizabethton. Does Elizabethton really need a minor league baseball team? And I mentioned the double-A affiliation. If you could get, say, an expansion team, Nashville, Charlotte in the future, convince the Reds that, hey, you're well supported in Greenville, why don't you make that the double-A team? That has some merit because I think that Greenville, Pioneer Park on the campus of Tusculum, is the only ballpark in the Appalachian League currently structured that would be double-A worthy. Problem there, you'd be sharing it with the Tusculum Pioneers, and there'd be a lot of conflicts in April and May. So that might prevent that from working out. So in the interim, until one new ballpark could be built, let's say in downtown Kingsport, for the entire community to enjoy and to lure a double-A team into the Tri-Cities, let's consider independent and college wooden bat leagues. Remember, I'm a former independent minor league baseball broadcaster. some of these leagues aren't that well run, but now it seems like the bad leagues have gone the way of the dodo. Maybe the Pecos League is an exception, but Tri-Cities isn't getting a Pecos League team. It would be more than likely a, say, American Association, something like that, maybe Frontier League, and here's the situation. It's actually a higher level of ball than what the Appalachian League currently plays in the independent minors. Admittedly, you're getting players on the way down, not so much on the way up, but they've usually tapped out at around AA or so. So you're getting AA ball players to watch instead of rookie league ball players. The talent level is a little higher in the independent leagues. Plus, you can sign who you want to, so you can sign more local players. Also, college wooden bat league. Let's say one started up in the Tri-Cities. Kind of like the Otters do for soccer, but it would be for baseball. So you'd have local college players and local players playing in a college wooden bat league. Players on the way up, but also more marketable players. More local players. They'd all speak English. You'd know who they were going to be before opening day, which is more than what you can say about the Appalachian League. Will there be an Appalachian League anymore? Probably not. Not definite, but probably not. It's time for the Tri-Cities to start, instead of, we've always had it, oh no, to prepare for baseball in the future. It can be a lot better than what the Appalachian League gave us. Folks, I'm Marky Billson. I ask you, if you're watching on YouTube, to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook Live, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Tell me what you think in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Marky Billson and on Medium as well. I'll see you next time.